to bring you some tips and tricks on how to handle anxiety if you are starting jiu-jitsu or if you get anxiety very easily. This can go for those very first day. Those can go for people that this is their second month and they're still nervous. It's okay. I know that jiu-jitsu is so new, so having those nerves is pretty common. On your personality, you can get more anxious a lot easier. So these are a few things that I have found to be really helpful for me as I have continued my jiu-jitsu journey after almost 8 years now. It's okay to be anxious and nervous. It's not okay to allow it to control you. And what I mean by that is when you first get on the mat and they are doing something new that you are not aware of, or you're just not it's not clicking, don't allow the anxiousness and the nerves control your ability to move. And that's something that will come over reps and time, but start now to work on it. So how can you work on it? Allow yourself to say, okay, for me to not know this. Or I'll say to myself, okay, how can I figure this out? I try to ask myself a positive question, or I will give myself a one sentence comforting, it's okay, I'm gonna be fine. And usually once I verbalize it to myself, I usually end up becoming a lot calmer. If you start down the path of like, oh, I can't figure it out, oh, this is too hard, it's complicated, this pressure's a lot, you're going to find yourself getting really anxious, and then your breath is going to be tight, everything's going to tighten up, and your jiu-jitsu ends up becoming not great. So the more you can relax and control your mind, the easier it's going to come to you. And once again, it does happen over reps, but you have to ask yourself, once again, one or two positive perspective type of questions. And the second thing is reaffirm yourself in one basic sentence. You know, it's okay, I know I'm learning. It's okay, I'll figure it out. It's okay, I can ask a question if I get confused, right? Don't think that you're the only person that's struggling with the mental aspect of the anxiety. It's something that does happen because it is newer. The second thing I'm gonna say is when you're working on something and it becomes overwhelming with a lot of information, I stick to three basic things. What's one thing that I need to review that's really been helping my game? So shrimping, right? Learning to get out of a position before you really get caught, like in side control, bringing the knees up, tucking yourself in, getting to the side instead of letting them flatten you out. What's one thing I can review? What's one thing that I've learned that's newer, right? That's becoming really effective, that I love to just be really good at, and find one new aspect. And then what's one thing that I feel like it's a little bit of a weak spot? I keep getting caught in an ankle lock. I keep getting caught in a right side arm bar. Why is that? And that's something that you will learn happens throughout your entire journey. Even for me recently, I had gotten lazy with extending this arm, and this arm was getting arm barred way more frequently, and I couldn't even see it at that point, but I was getting frustrated. And I had to go and ask a partner, why is this happening? What am I doing that's causing this to become an arm that people attack so easily? And in your journey, that can become something that gives you anxiety, but it doesn't have to be. So what's one thing I'm doing well that I need to improve and sharpen even more? What's one thing that I've gotten a little bit lazy with, or maybe I'm starting to see some bad habits occur? And then one new takeaway that you think will really sharpen your jiu-jitsu, even if it's doing a better shrimp, making sure my knees are pinched closer together when I'm finishing an arm bar. Things like that will have a compound effect and will show over time. And it really does come down to the mind and allowing yourself to have that learning mentality and controlling the anxiety when you do feel lost, or if there is a lot happening. There's a lot of just different instructors showing you different things, people telling you different things. Just find one thing that you can relate to and ignore the rest, because that is something that I found I got overwhelmed a lot because of a lot of different ways to do stuff, and jiu-jitsu is never ending, and a lot of opinions that came from different body types and different structures. And that was really hard for me to break down, and I honestly didn't learn that until probably the end of my blue belt career hitting purple. So don't allow that to overwhelm you, because it's something that will happen throughout your time in jiu-jitsu. And then the last thing, find your rhythm. So when I say find your rhythm, this is when the anxiety hits, you're going to feel off on your rhythm, off on your breathing. And one thing that I've done that's been very helpful is finding a breathing technique that works when I need to calm down, when I need to speed things up. If I find myself in a really tight position, I really will focus on just how I breathe. And if you can focus on your breath work and how you breathe and how to get yourself to relax mentally and physically, it's going to help you in the long run when you're in tight positions, when you're in really good positions but you're getting gassed out and tired. That rhythm, that breath work is going to change everything. I mean everything. It has helped me finish tournaments. It's helped me finish and execute submissions. It's helped me avoid getting submitted very easily, and I've been in extremely tight positions. Of course, when it happens, when you get it locked in or you get choked out or tapped out, whatever. But when you are learning to kind of control the anxiety, if you can focus on your breath work, it really will skyrocket your entire game. And you will surpass other people very quickly because you can outlast them, outwit them, just by knowing when to breathe, how hard, and when to relax, because it's not a big problem, you're not in a tight situation. Whereas if you didn't practice the breath work, you would maybe feel like you're in a tighter, more stressful situation. And that will help you also in the streets when things they're not really that nerve-wracking. Breath work is so important. So work on your breath work. If you need help with breath work, that's something that I can do in future videos where, I'll show you what I've done, what works, but there's a lot of things out there. Just choose one of them that works for you. If you're not sure, you can always reach out. So there you have it, a few little nuggets to help you with your jiu-jitsu journey. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe down below. If you have any questions or extra comments that would help you or others with anxiety and how to manage it, make sure to write it in the comments so we can share the information, share the love to those that are just starting off. All right, guys, I will see you next time.